Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, we know we wouldn't have as much fun without you guys. Now, Clarence, a guy who actually lives here in Springfield like I do, met him when I was mailing off some Jobu t-shirts and shot glasses. He sent me a text this morning with an interesting question, and he says, does the Dallas Cowboys offensive line look like they miss Doug Free and Ron Leary? Is that the problem with the offensive line? And I will say no. The problem with the offensive line isn't that Lyle Collins isn't doing as good as Doug Free. You remember, Doug Free would always have a couple of Olay blocks that would end up getting Dak Prescott hit. We're not getting those. And I know we're looking at it and saying Zeke Elliott's not running well, and it seems like we're getting stopped. Well, there's a couple of reasons for this. First reason is we've been playing really good defenses. The defensive line for the Giants is a really big defensive line, and they have great cornerbacks, okay? Then when you look at Denver, we all know Denver, they won a Super Bowl not because of offense. They won a Super Bowl because of that defense. Another big physical defensive line. And of course, the Cardinals, even without Calais Campbell, again, another big physical defensive line. And what teams are doing is they're basically putting 8 men in the box, okay? And 8 men in the box, that means that you've got, your defensive linemen, you've got your linebackers, and you've got the safety, and their assignment is stopping the run. And then you've got man-on-man coverage. Well, not that many teams can do that without getting burned. But when you have Patrick Peterson covering Dez Bryant, or you have Aqib Talib covering him, or you have Collins covering Dez Bryant, you're talking about some of the best shutdown corners in the NFL going with Dez Bryant. Dez is fine. He's just playing a high-level competition cornerbacks. And these teams are big and physical. And what they're doing is they're doing a run blitz. And what that means is instead of reading and reacting, because to me there's basically two types of defenses. I hate a read and react defense. That's what we ran at JMU. Basically, your job is get your hands up on the offensive lineman in a run play and figure out where he's going and fight pressure. Okay, yeah. Well, when you're a small guy like me and I weighed 225 pounds as a nose guard, you get a 260, 275-pound offensive lineman, you're not going to necessarily win those battles. Then you have a spot defense where basically this is your spot to cover, this hole. And at the snap of the ball, you get to that hole as quick as you can and beat your offensive lineman. And that's what Denver, that's what Arizona is able to do. They're getting penetration. And instead of sitting back and waiting for those big offensive linemen to knock the crap out of them and push them downfield, they are shooting the gaps. And by shooting the gaps, as soon as Zeke Elliott gets the ball, he's got people in his face. You've got the safeties and the linebackers coming in as a second wave to fill in. So there's no holes to run. So what you have to be able to do to counteract that is you got to go to play action passing. You've got to be able to roll Dak out like we did the second half and be able to suck everybody in the middle. You've got to end up doing misdirection plays. Again, same thing, where you've got all the flow going one direction and quick hitting and end up having a misdirection play going the other. After teams start getting burned with getting all of that pressure in the middle, or you start hitting these outs, then they'll start to loosen up these defenses. They'll be okay. It's just a matter of not every defense we're going to face is going to have the capabilities of Denver as well as Arizona as well as the Giants to be able to do this to us. And also, too, you do have a lot of new parts between having Collins and stuff in there playing and stuff, and teams are selling out to get the Cowboys. But don't worry, I feel that we're going to be all right. But here's a clip, and hopefully I won't get busted for using this clip, to show you exactly what I mean here. And again, what you'll notice is you'll see 8 men basically in the box, and at the snap of the ball, they are literally going upfield, shooting the gaps. Let's check that out. Okay, if you look at this right now, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down linemen, 6, 7 with the linebackers, and the safety checking in. You see what I'm talking about there. So when you talk about having 5 offensive linemen and a tight end in there as far as blocking, that's 6 guys. And you've got 8 men that are coming at you. Unfortunately, somebody's going to get free. It's just the nature of the beast. But what we've got to be able to do is when they are selling out like that, wherever the blitzer is coming on those run packages is where you've got to go with the ball. So what you're going to have to start doing is play actioning at the stuff so that way they're getting sucked in, and then do the quick hitter by rolling out and start hitting Cole Beasley or hitting Des Bryant. And in the same sense, it puts more pressure on our receivers to make sure that they get open and realize that we've got to bail out of these plays really, really quick. So I'm not ready to say the offensive line sucks or anything like that. Just remember, we've been playing elite defenses, not the likes that we're going to be playing all season long. So they'll get it together. They just have to now realize that we can't just show up and maul everybody. We've got to start doing a little razzmatazz. We got to do a little change up here, giving people different looks, because if they've got 8 men in the box all day long, you got to be able to do some quick hitting slants to counteract that and start eating them up. And once you start loosening up with those quick passes on there, like to Cole Beasley and Bryce Butler, like we did in the second half and things, then all of a sudden it loosens up the defense. So don't worry, Clarence. The offensive line will be okay, as well as Zeke Elliott. So as always, friends, I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu. And my day job, again, is at night. So that's why I'm here in the man cave this morning. Have a great day.
What the hell? Jobu. Michael, the car right there. The license plate says Jobu.
Oh, the license plate.
Well, that's some bad mojo for you, buddy. No, I'm talking about the license plate. What the hell? I've seen it all now. Jobu.